There's a silent war happening in your mind, and most people are losing. They don't even realize it. Every time you open your phone without purpose, every time you scroll endlessly through videos, every time you choose comfort over effort, you are handing over your power. Your brain is getting fed like a spoiled child. It demands pleasure, and you obey. It craves distraction, and you deliver. It seeks weakness, and you reward it. What you might not know is that this cycle is destroying your potential from the inside out. Not because you're lazy, not because you're not good enough, but because your brain has been hijacked, and now it's addicted to weakness. This isn't about motivation. This isn't about writing in a journal or meditating for 5 minutes. This is about breaking free from the chains inside your brain that are holding you back from becoming a warrior in a world that rewards sheep. It's about reclaiming your drive, your clarity, and your masculine edge by mastering the exact system that's been used to trap you. Let's break this down simply. Your brain is wired to survive and seek pleasure. That's normal. But in today's world, you're not hunting animals or building shelters. You're surrounded by artificial pleasure, fast dopamine, easy hits. You can sit on your couch, open your phone, and get 10 times the stimulation your ancestors got in a week, without moving a single muscle. What happens over time? Your brain starts to associate reward with doing nothing. Your drive to work, to fight, to push, it fades. Because the pleasure already came. The hit is already delivered. That little squirt of dopamine tells your brain, you're winning. But you're not. You're just escaping. And every time you escape, every time you surrender to the urge, your brain learns that discipline doesn't matter. This is where the problem begins. The part of your brain responsible for thinking long-term, planning, and making strong decisions, the prefrontal cortex, starts to shrink in power. This area is like your internal commander. When it's strong, you resist temptation. You make clear choices. You think beyond the moment. But when it's weak, your primitive brain takes over. The child in your head, the one who only wants what feels good right now. The more you obey that child, the more your real power fades. You lose control of your time, your energy, and your life. That's why people feel lost. Not because they don't know what to do, but because their brain literally won't let them do it. You can tell yourself 1,000 times to work out, start that business, read that book, improve your life. But if your brain is wired to chase weak pleasures, you will self-destruct every time. This is what it means to be mentally enslaved. To be physically alive but spiritually paralyzed. No willpower, no direction, no fire. But here's the truth they don't teach you. Just as the brain can be addicted to weakness, it can also be rewired for greatness. The first step is dopamine rewiring. You don't need to quit everything cold turkey, but you do need to take control. Dopamine is a chemical. It's not evil. It only becomes dangerous when it's delivered without effort. The goal is to retrain your brain to link dopamine to growth, not escape. When you push yourself to train and you finish a hard workout, that dopamine hit builds strength. When you force yourself to work on your goals instead of watching mindless content, that dopamine reinforces purpose. Over time, your brain begins to crave the grind. It begins to see effort as the reward. That's how you rewire. If you want to learn how to control your emotional and sexual urges more easily so you can achieve the streaks you want, and quit all your bad addictions instead of relapsing, I suggest you read The Art of Not Forcing. It teaches you about the ancient practices of Wu Wei, which means effortless action. This doesn't mean being lazy. It's about learning to overcome difficult challenges with a clearer and calmer mind, instead of feeling irritated all the time. Semen retention won't be easy, of course. It will feel like war, and that's good. The effort you put in and the struggles you face are what make you tougher. The art of not forcing simply will help you navigate through your journey with a more strategic and stoic way, helping you feel calmer and achieve your goals more effortlessly. The link is in the description below if you want to check it out. Next is strengthening the prefrontal cortex. This isn't about meditation retreats or deep science. This is about simple, consistent practice. Every time you resist a destructive urge, even a small one, your prefrontal cortex grows stronger. Every time you delay gratification, your mental commander sharpens. You want a shortcut? Do things you don't feel like doing. That's the gym for your brain. Wake up early. Cold showers, hard reading, focused work. Not because these things are magical, but because they teach your brain to obey discipline, not desire. The more you do this, the more you carve out neural highways that favor control over chaos. And that's when life begins to change. Not just mentally, but spiritually. But there's a deeper layer to this transformation. Something ancient. Something primal. It's called the masculine frame. This isn't about acting tough or pretending to be alpha. It's about embodying a grounded presence that doesn't bend for comfort. You create this through rituals that align you with your shadow identity, the version of you who already has what you want. Think of him like a warrior who lives inside you. Silent, focused, unstoppable. You wake up and you act like him. You eat, move, and work like him, even when it's uncomfortable. Especially when it's uncomfortable. Over time, you stop acting like that version. You become him. This leads us to discipline stacking. You can't rely on motivation. You need a system. Stack small, non-negotiable wins every day. Wake up time, stretch, cold shower, focused work session. Physical training, spiritual grounding. No matter what happens, these blocks don't move. Stack them like bricks. Soon you'll realize it's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things every day until your identity is forged in consistency. You build unshakable self-respect. That's when the world starts to reflect your inner standard. Finally, you need to activate the evolutionary triggers that make your brain come alive. Men are designed for conquest, not the conquest of others, but of their own limitations. Your brain thrives when there is a mission, a challenge, a clear enemy. You were not born to chase pleasure. You were born to dominate obstacles. That's when your eyes light up. That's when you tap into ancient clarity. Life feels empty because there is no hunt. So create one. Make your life a battle worth fighting. Give your energy to what forces you to grow and cut off everything else. When you align your brain with your evolutionary design, you become dangerous, not to others, but to your excuses. This is how you take your power back, not with words, not with hope, but with action, with rewiring, with structure, with self-mastery. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be real. The old version of you, the one who surrendered to weakness, will fight to stay alive. He'll whisper, just one more scroll, just one more distraction. But you're done listening. You're done letting your mind betray you. You are not your urges. You are not your past. You are not your weakness. You are the fire that says no. You are the force that creates a new path. You are the warrior who doesn't wait for permission. And your brain, once trained, becomes your weapon. If you made it until here, leave a crown emoji in the comments. I want to see how many of you reach the end and are truly willing to finish what you start. And remember, live with honor or die a coward. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and stay strong.